Hello, my name is Jessie McCrae, and I'm going to talk to you today about using vocabulary cards in a classroom. Today I'm going to use science vocabulary for animal behaviors, and this is for 6th to 8th grade. My Common Core standard is to determine the meaning of symbols. It's standard number 4, sorry, and it's determine the meaning of symbols, key terms, and other domain-specific words and phrases as they are used in specific scientific or technical content relevant to grades 6 through 8 texts and topics. My objective would be for the students to know how to define each word and how to provide an example of them. The way I would integrate is to have the students pick 3 words in their groups, pick 3 words and be able to predict what those words are going to mean throughout the text. Maybe provide examples if they're able to, and then after we read the text or the lesson, I want them to go back and redefine the words and be able to provide explanations or examples of what their definition is. During the lesson plan, before reading the unit, I would introduce the unit to them and the key terms. I would have the students repeat after me at least once for each key term, and if they are having difficulty saying the vocabulary word, I would have them repeat it more than once. Before breaking into groups, 3 or 4 depending on the class size, I would explain and show an example of one word and how to fit it into all the web-like diagram. I would explain to them that the word goes here, and then the definition, characteristics, non-examples, and examples, so that they're able to know what exactly goes in each box and they're not confused and wasting time in their class or in their groups. Once I break them into the groups, I will ask each group to choose 3 words off of the definition list or off of the keywords list that are unfamiliar to them, and so that they are able to define them, predicting what it will mean throughout the lesson. Students will define in their own words, and then once everyone is done defining those 3 words, I'll have one spokesperson stand up and take one word and tell the class what their definition is, what they pinpointed in their group, what their definition is as a prediction to the lesson. Then we'll have kind of an open-ended discussion, and we won't really tell them whether the definition's right or wrong. This way, they can still be thinking throughout the lesson. And then once all of the terms are defined and we discuss all the terms, I would leave that lesson that day and come back the next day for the second lesson. And the second lesson, I would read the unit out loud. And then once everybody has had a chance to read, I would break them back into their groups that they established the day before. And I would have the students redefine, go back and I would hand out more of these sheets and have them go back and redefine them, each word that they chose before. And once they redefine, I want them to write a half sheet together as a group on why or why not their definition was accurate or inaccurate, their prediction definition. And then once we complete that, I will have another spokesperson from the group stand up and tell what their definition is after reading the unit, and this way they know the right and wrong definition and if their definition was accurate or not. And then we will have a discussion and pinpoint the most accurate definition, and this way that they'll have that on their papers, and we'll be able to put that in a dictionary illustrated by the students at the end of the lesson. This way they'll kind of have something for each lesson they can go back and reference to for further science lessons or science studies that they go through. I think that some of the strengths of the vocabulary cards or vocabulary sheets would be that you could integrate them into any type of lesson. You could integrate into math or history or any other type of lesson that uses vocabulary words. You could also make into a game piece for a bingo type game. I think some of the weaknesses would be that you would have to modify it for every single lesson that you went through. And that's about it. Thank you.